Here's what was planned, and here's what is now falling apart. The original idea coming out of Washington was simple: strike Iran, provoke a response, trigger a wider war, and then immediately activate NATO's Article 5. Once that happens, the entire NATO military machine would be pushed into a direct confrontation with Iran, under U.S. leadership. But the situation has taken a sharp and dangerous turn. France has prepared a proposal that is now heading toward its parliament, and this proposal has shaken Europe from the inside. What is being discussed is nothing less than a potential French exit from NATO. If this happens, NATO as we know it starts to crack, possibly beyond repair. The reasoning is clear. France is openly questioning U.S. policies, especially Washington's unconditional support for Israel, the growing use of military force without international consensus, and aggressive actions that drag allies into conflicts they did not choose. On top of that, there is the Greenland issue. Greenland is Danish territory, yet the United States has openly talked about taking control of it. Denmark is a NATO member. The United States is a NATO member. So the question becomes unavoidable. If a NATO country moves against another NATO country, who does Article 5 protect? This contradiction alone exposes the deep crisis inside the alliance. France believes NATO is no longer a defensive pact, but a tool used to serve American interests. And France is not alone. If France leaves, Italy may follow. Germany could follow. Slowly, the entire European structure could start to drift apart. Europe is now seriously debating whether it should remain tied to Washington or build its own independent military and economic path. Meanwhile, the United States is facing an unprecedented dilemma. Without NATO fully behind it, any planned strike against Iran becomes far riskier. Europe is refusing to be dragged into a war for Washington's benefit, leaving the U.S. increasingly isolated. Israel, which has been pushing for maximum pressure on Iran, also finds itself in a delicate position. Their plan to leverage NATO support may completely fail if European powers start acting independently. Add to this the Greenland factor: control of strategic resources, minerals and gas reserves. The U.S. ambition to secure these assets is creating tensions not only with Denmark but with Europe at large. And the Greenland issue is now a catalyst for cracks inside NATO itself. As Europe starts to rethink its alliances, the domino effect could be staggering. Turkey, Italy, and other NATO members may question their commitments. The concept of Article 5 as a guaranteed shield is now in serious doubt. If the U.S. tries to act alone without NATO support, it risks a massive strategic and diplomatic setback. At this point, the entire balance of power is in question. Iran is observing, Israel is strategizing, and Europe is reconsidering its loyalties.